Hey, welcome. If you're trying to connect Jira and Freshdesk, I will walk you through it. I will show you a live sync between Jira issues and Freshdesk tickets. Status, comments, attachments, priority, everything going both ways. This is not a theory. It is the actual setup in real life on how the data moves. If you want to test it after my demo, you will have a 30 days free trials right here. Let's get into it. Once the app is installed, here is where you will land on. You create a new integration by selecting Create Integration, Continue Sync, and then connect the app. We'll start with Jira, and here you can either use the URL along with the personal access token or log in with Atlassian. We'll do the login with Atlassian, where you need to provide access to Getint for your Atlassian account, selecting your instance and accept. Now you can give the connection a name and select which URL you are using for this. And submit, select the connection, and now you will select the app. So for Jira, you can use to sync many projects. I will choose just one, just to make the demonstration easier. Let's go to my project here, connect. We'll do similar steps on the other side, but for Freshdesk this time. So we'll click on Freshdesk. Now we'll jump to the Freshdesk app. Here you will pick up the URL for your Freshdesk instance, and then click on your name here, profile settings. On the right side, you will see View API token. Click on it, confirm you are not a robot, and then go and follow their instructions. Once you are done with this, copy the API key, and we'll go back to Getint. Here you go next. Here you will copy and paste. You will paste the URL for your Freshdesk, select next, and then the access token that you just copied from there. Now just select the connection, connect, and you have both apps connected. Now that I have my apps connected, I can start with mapping the types and fields. So I can either go and manually map the types, or I can use the quick build. The quick build will map everything from scratch for me, so I don't have to go there and manually do it. It will allow the integration to work with the fields that the minimum fields that work for your integration, right? So let's go with a quick build, and then it will try and map the issue types along with the fields for the integration to work. For Freshdesk, specifically, it is necessary to have these three specific fields in here: reporter, status mapped for open, and priority to medium. Without this, Freshdesk integration sadly doesn't work. In the reporter field, we need also to go in there and map the user, the reporter one that is creating the tickets. So you will need to match the users on your instances so you can create them, or as an alternative, you can make them a fixed value for all the creations, right? So let's see if I can find this here. And now this is set up properly. I can apply. And here is my workflow. Now I can go there and either add more fields or remove any if I want to. I can also select which side I want the flow to go to. If the arrows are in the middle, it means that you have a both-way synchronization. If my arrows are just pointing to one side, that means that only the right side is receiving that, or only the left side, depending on the arrows, of course. In this case, I will leave it both ways. You can add more fields, as I said, by selecting Add Fields, and then the side that you want to start with, and then the other side along with the field that you want to map with. For this demo, I will not add more fields because those should be enough for our integration to work. We can now move to Status, where we will also see that our integration already mapped one of the status, but we have other ones that we want to map with. So we'll map to open, And I also can map multiple status into one by selecting them like this and then adding an option in there. So in this case, all of these three status will flow in progress to Jira, but only as pending into Freshdesk side, as you can see the default here. I'm happy with the setup. Similarly to the fields, you can map and select the arrows to one side or leave it both ways. I will leave it both ways for this demonstration. Now we move to comments and attachments, where you can also ensure that you have the comment synchronizations enabled if they are both ways or just one way. And I will leave everything here, but also you have the option to filter if you want to allow or exclude something from your comments integration or your comment synchronization. For this demonstration, I will not work on these ones, but you can look into it when you are testing the tool. I will also ensure that my attachments option is enabled and it's both ways. Similar to all the other ones, you can also see that it has a one-way sync option as well as for Jira. So either for Freshdesk or Jira, or we can leave it both ways. Now everything is set up as I planned to. I will select apply, and then we can save our integration. Now from here, you could also add some filtering options to ensure that only the data that you want on the other side is in there. Not only the fields as you map it, but also a filter for the items itself. So if you click on the filters, as I did, you will see three options as filtering options. So all items filters, where the filters will apply to all the options, new items filters, or synced items filters. I can select a field that will be the parameters for my synchronization. So I can, for example, add label, and I can put contain, and I can mark, for example, label as sync. So only the items that will have this label will then be synchronized in this integration. I will not use this one just to simplify the demonstration, but you can do that either in this side or with Freshdesk as well. Now that I'm happy with my integration, I can go to the latest runs where I will see that I have already had a run checking for new tickets. After you set up the integration, everything that is modified or created will be then checked by Getint and transferred to the other side if matches the criteria on your integration. Now, to show in real time how the data will flow, we will go to our project and create one ticket. We will put a summary, description. We will put some description, add an attachment. In this case, I want to add something. So let's add this attachment here. When I'm happy with everything that I want in here, I can create. And now we will wait for the next run to happen. We'll go back to Getint, refresh. As you can see, the last run happened 1 minute ago. When you are on when you are on cloud instance, the runs will happen every 3 minutes. That is how the Jira Cloud works. We do have other deployment types where you can have up to 1 minute or less, or 220 seconds, or maybe more time if you want to. So you can play around depending on the deployment that you are on. Now we have to wait a little bit more for the integration to happen, but in the meantime, we can check the integration name, which mode it is on. So right now it's running on sync mode. The stats, so if you see something synchronized, it will appear in here. The status, that means that was successful, no issues found. And the execution time. So it took about 87 seconds or milliseconds for the integration to happen. We can refresh and see how much time we still have left. And now we wait for the run to happen so we can see the ticket running updated from one side or the other. So as you can see, we had another run happening with one sync happening. The status was completed, and now we can check the items per se. If I open in here, as I did, I will see the items that initiated the integration. So this item was the one triggering the sync. This one is the item that was created from the sync. The mode, so it was on create mode. If it was just updating a ticket, this will show as update. No errors, nothing else is in here. I can come here and click so I can have a summary of all the fields that I have synchronized in here, as well on the other side. Also here, I can just click on this URL and I will be taken to the ticket that was created so we can check everything. So you will see that our summary is correct, the description as well, along with the attachment that we have received. So what we can do here now is test if our data is completely in sync from both sides. I'll add a comment, for example. Let's add an attachment here. And now we can also change the status just to see how it will go, right? So closed, update, and we also send this comment, and we go back to Getint to see if the data will come properly. We'll come here, back to our latest runs. The last run happened 2 minutes ago, so 1 more minute, we should have the update from the Freshdesk side. Let's wait. Now we have 3 minutes, so you should have, there we go. Let's see what happens. So now we have the data flowing from Freshdesk side to Jira. Let's see how it went. We go to details. Now we see that it's on update mode because we modified the initial created ticket. The ticket that started the synchronization is here. We can check all the information the same way that we did before. And the one that was synced with is this one. Let's go there and see if really updated. Now, yes, you can see that we have now 2 attachments in here, along with the change of the status and the comment that we added on Freshdesk with a footer to allow you to know who is the author and when it was created and all the details. Now, back to our setup. Everything here that you see is just a basic setup. From here, you can go further, and if you need map custom field maps, fixed values, agent and group mapping, comment configurations, more filters, all of that is available. The important part here is that is a working bi-directional sync between Jira and Freshdesk, and it takes just a few minutes. The complexity is totally optional here. That's it. If this helped, feel free to like the video. If you have questions or feedback, you can leave them in the comments, or you can even book a demo with our team. We'll be happy to have you there and show how Getint can help your team and your setup. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.